$5.5 per day with this crypto miner, and I think this will only increase. I've made more than $400 worth of Crankk using these miners the last month, and the price of Crankk is just going up more and more. In today's video, I'll show you my earnings, a Crankk price prediction, and show you how to buy the license and stake to convert your device to be mining Crankk. Currently, any of these devices are able to be converted, old helium miners and other devices, so let's get into the video. Remember, nothing I say are financial or investment advice, you have to do your own research. There are only a few hundred spots left to join the beta group so that you can mine Crankk. I will now show you how to join this beta group so you can start mining Crankk. Jump forward in this video if you want to see the earnings or price prediction, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and see my Twitter for more crypto earnings with different crypto miners. Alright, to join the Crankk beta group, you need to do the following. Go to the Crank.io dashboard and sign up using a Gmail. Click Join the beta group. It says you need a wallet, so click here, Manage Wallets, and set a password. And then create a new wallet. Save the public and secret key that you get, copy it and save it, and you have now created your wallet. Go to the dashboard and click Join beta group. Now here it says you need to buy the license with $150 worth of the KDA token, Kadena, and here it says how much that currently is in KDA tokens. So you need to send this amount over and a little bit extra for transaction fees to this wallet to be able to make the purchase with it. So the KDA you want to send to this wallet, you must first convert that KDA and then send it to your public key. See this tutorial here on how to buy and convert KDA and send it to your wallet. Once you have the KDA on this wallet, you can now go ahead and click the Buy Now button. When you clicked, you see though you will need two codes. The first one, your personal code, you get by going to Crank.io, click on Beta, and click Get Personal Code, and choose your device that you plan on converting. Type in how many you want and your country, and enter in your email address to where the code will be sent to. When you get the code, go back and click Buy Now on the license again and enter in the code. The second code is the ambassador code. There are several ones you can choose from in the Crankk Discord or Telegram chats, or you can use mine here, Nordic. This code works for everyone in the world. Anyone can use it. And then click Buy. It will take a few minutes to register, and now in your wallet you will need to assign your gateway to your device. For that, you need now first set up your device. Here under guides, you can see different guides for each different device. Here, for example, me doing it for the Panther X2 device, it shows me here all the steps of finding the IP address, downloading the free Crankk software, and installing the device. When you're finished with the setup, you have this window open. You need now to copy the device ID. Then in your wallet, click Assign again and paste in the device ID. After you have set that up, your device will now be shown under Gateway. When you have done that, you are almost done. Now you need to activate your PONP node. To do that, you need to stake $100 worth of the Crankk tokens to start mining. You can see how much Crankk tokens you need here under Gateway and click on your device and Proof of Trust. And here it says how many Crankk tokens you need. And you can buy Crankk tokens here under Exchange. And this swapping here takes a few minutes for each action to go through, so be patient. You swap using KDA Kadena tokens here as well. I made the swap and I got my Crankk tokens in my wallet after 3 minutes or so. Click on my device and click Proof of Trust, and then I can stake my Crankk tokens. And then it's done, and your gateway will start mining Crankk after a little while. Now, let's get into the earnings and price prediction of Crankk. If you have two devices mining Crankk, they'll be able to communicate with each other, and you'll both get the sender and receiver rewards, and that's about between 9 to 11 Crankks per day for me. If you just have one device, you'll only get the sender rewards, as you can see here I had during this period. Then I only earned 4 to 5 Crankk per day. So by having two devices, I'm earning 4 times the amount compared to just having one. I currently have 3 devices set up already mining Crankk, and each and every one of them are earning about 10 Crankk per day. That equals to $5.5 per day per device currently, and that is just according to the current price we see here in the exchange section, and those numbers are insanely good. And as we can see here, the amount of people that want to get Crankk to be able to stake their new devices will only be increasing more and more, I believe. Now I'm going to be straightforward, I'm very bullish on Crankk because there are hundreds of thousands of devices out there, people who have been mining helium and now they're only making a penny or a cent a day mining helium, and so I think many of those people will want to convert their miners miners to be mining Crankk instead. And to do that, you need to buy the Crankk token to be able to stake it. And so now we are only in the beta group where only 2,000 devices can be converted. Imagine when there is no limit to it and anyone will be able to convert their devices to mining Crankk. There is a huge potential right there. And the free market sets the price of the Crankk token. So I believe that could be a very lucrative token to mine early on, before and if a lot of people will want to start converting their devices to mining Crankk. Because remember, the amount of Crankk you need to stake to activate your PONP node is $100 worth of the Crankk token. So it does not matter if the Crankk token is worth $1 each or $10 each, because then you just need fewer Crankk tokens to stake, and it will still cost the same amount for new people entering to stake their nodes. So the price of entry will still be the same, which is great. But the people who have been mining Crankk can sell them at the higher prices, and I believe they will be able to make a really good profit from that. If Crankk even just manages to convert 10% of the actual helium devices in the world as of now, I think then it's a strong possibility that the Crankk token will be worth somewhere between $2 to $5 each. And then you can just extrapolate from there on, depending on how much the network grows, the more devices being onboarded. And more devices, more network types, more different kind of nodes are being built by the Crankk team. So the people will have the option to convert even more sorts of different devices, mine through more different kind of network node types. So we're only going to have more availability and options here on out. Alright, that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.